Well, perhaps you felt it on the road, or who knows, maybe you are joining us because you are on spring break. Yes, it is that time of season, and there are a few things that all of us need to be aware of. And there's definitely some things that our friends at Anidjar and Levine are considering, and that's what we're talking about today. So I'm happy to welcome to the show Glen Levine.
Good morning.
For the first time in person.
I know, I've been talking up a big game, but I finally made it into set.
We love that. Shire Patel is also back with us. Welcome. I mean, this is something, again, that I hadn't thought about. When I think about spring break, I think about, okay, are we going to leave and the traffic increase? But for people who are here, this is something as personal injury attorneys, do you see some changes that people need to be aware of, Glenn?
Absolutely. With the flow of traffic, gets more congested, and with more congested, we have more accidents. Plus, people from out of town that don't know where they're going, they're lost, and people that don't necessarily know where they're going are more likely to get into crashes because they're confused and making the turn at the last second or just miss, So it's really important, be a little bit more on your A game when you're driving, but making sure that your insurance is done right, because a lot of times rental cars don't provide for insurance for accidents. So it's something you need to really be aware of when you're driving around during spring break.
Interesting. So know that policy, or know what you're signing when you get the rental car.
That's exactly
and maybe
right.
pack a little patience.
Absolutely. And listen, it's Florida, right? Everyone wants to come to Florida during spring break. So like Glenn said, congestion is going to be a lot more here in the coming month. But unfortunately, if you are in a situation where you do get into an accident and you see an out-of-state license plate or a rental car, don't freak out. Continue to do the things that we've taught you over the last year. Call the police, get the insurance information, take photographs, get the medical care you need, and then call us to help you navigate that situation. So.
Is there more things to navigate when a person is out of town and a tourist?
Well, yeah, I mean, certainly if it's a rental car, we have to look at that and see whether they took the supplemental coverage or whether they have coverage from their home state that's going to cover them. Also, one of the things I know we talk about all the time is that uninsured motorist coverage. It's so important, which protects you regardless of whoever out there in the world does the right thing or not. So it's something you want to take a look at with your own policy, make sure you have that coverage.
And I was going to say, you're shaking your head. I mean, you know the drill.
Absolutely. I mean, just continue to look at your policy coverages. I mean, Florida's only getting bigger. Tampa's getting bigger, and we love it every time we come here. So, like Glenn said, uninsured motorist coverage, collision coverage to help the damage with your cars. So. Yeah.
And, overall, I mean, I think that too, whether it's an accident or, something that people are looking into litigation, since we do have you, here, Glenn, I'm just curious, what do you tell people who are kind of borderline and I don't know if I want to make a big deal about it, something I just want to forget, move on. What do you say to those people who think that they have a case? Well,
I always tell people who are reluctant to make a case because I'm not that type of person. Or, guess what? The insurance company is taking your money every month, right? You're paying your money for protection, and why you wouldn't want to use it is kind of always a head scratcher to me. If you're hurt and you have a legitimate claim, then that's what we handle. We don't want to get involved in these fly-by-night claims. We want to get involved in people who are legitimately hurt, have legitimate claims, and you're not a bad person, you got hurt, and that's what you pay for coverage for. So there is a system in place to get you that reimbursement, get you that compensation, and that's exactly what we're here to do, to help you with.
But of course, I know that system can be very confusing. That's why having guys like yourselves on your team is key. Well, thank you so much for being here. We want to make sure and put up the contact information for Anidjar and Levine, along with their website and phone number, of course. Anidjar and Levine, Florida's personal injury and car accident attorneys. Again, there's the information on your screen.